Hi, my name is Kendra Medina, and I'm currently a 2L at FIU Law. In this video, I'll be speaking about my externship experience at the Southern District of Florida. I chose this placement for several reasons. The first reason being that during my 1L summer, I wasn't able to intern for a judge, and I didn't want to miss out on this traditional law school experience that many law students have. So I made sure that I would somehow intern for a judge during my 2L or 3L year. The second reason why I chose this internship is because I enjoy federal courts and intellectual property, which is predominantly preempted by federal law. I took federal courts during my 2L fall semester, and it has been one of my favorite classes so far. I found it to be extremely educational and extremely applicable to the type of work that I want to do in the future. And so I wanted to intern at a federal court just so I can understand and see how federal law actually is in real life. The third reason why I chose this placement is because I had seen several Southern District judges speak at FIU Law events, and they were all super warm and welcoming, and so I knew that I wanted to intern for one of these judges. What I liked most about this placement was being able to observe different court proceedings that I wouldn't have observed otherwise. Every Friday, my judge had sentencing hearings and change of plea hearings, so I got to understand and learn more about the federal criminal system, which I found to be extremely enlightening. I also got to see different styles of advocacy from both prosecutors and defense attorneys, and it made me understand more about what being an advocate is and seeing the different styles of advocacy that I wanted to adopt in the future. Additionally, being able to learn from the judge and law clerks in my chambers is one of my favorite parts. I love speaking with the judge and the law clerks about different legal issues and talking through them and seeing different viewpoints. My other favorite part about this internship was being able to write an order for a judge, which was both intellectually rewarding and personally rewarding. I'm so proud of myself that I was able to do that and help chambers. The only thing that I disliked about this internship was that it was very far. Because of my location, I drove around 2.5 hours each way to make it to my internship, and I had to pay for parking. And this was an unpaid internship, so I did not like those parts. However, I do think that some sacrifices were worth it, and I would happily do the drive and pay parking every week for this experience, and I don't think that should stop anybody else from having this experience either. For future colleagues, I would recommend applying early. When it comes to judges, it's very competitive, and so I would make sure that you apply to any judge that you want to intern for the semester prior and earlier in the semester. Additionally, in your cover letter, I would make sure that you have a connection to either the judge or the court itself. In my cover letter, I wrote about my connection to the FBA and doing the JIA externship and my genuine interest in federal law, which I thought worked and well for me. Additionally, I would recommend to future colleagues that they have the initiative to learn more about the law and continue asking questions. Both the judge and law clerks were always asking me if I had any questions, and having questions was one of the ways that I learned the most about different areas of the law that I don't know if I would have learned otherwise. And just always having a notepad with you to take down notes and have questions afterwards was a really great way to show to the judge and law clerks that you have a genuine interest and initiative for this internship. Overall, this was an amazing internship. My judge opened me up to so many opportunities that I'm extremely grateful for, and I would highly recommend to any other student that's interested in interning with the Southern District of Florida to do so. The Southern District of Florida is the most efficient courthouse in the federal system, and there's always something to do, something to observe, and something to learn from. Thank you.